Here we have one paper, Internet of Things. The introduction chapter we are going to discuss in this class, and whatever the topics will be covered in this class. Outline of this lecture: IoT definition, characteristics of IoT, physical design of IoT, logical design of IoT, IoT protocols, IoT levels and deployment templates. These are the generic information we have to require in understanding Internet of Things. Already we know that Internet of Things, the things are connected through the internet. The things may be different devices like sensors. It may be used in the agriculture area, may be used in domestic applications, and may be used in the automobile, and everywhere we can observe the applications of the IoT. The definition of the IoT: physical and virtual things have identities, physical attributes, and virtual personalities, and use intelligent interfaces and are seamlessly integrated into the information network, often communicate data associated with users and their environments. So, the general definition of the IoT. Characteristics of IoT: dynamic and self-adapting nature, self-configuring, interoperable communication protocols, unique identity, integrated into information networks. These are the characteristics of the IoT. The important one, the physical design of IoT. The things in IoT usually refers to IoT devices which have unique identities and can perform remote sensing, actuating and monitoring capabilities. So the things refers to IoT devices. Whatever the functions of IoT devices can exchange data with other connected devices, collect data from other devices and process the data locally, send the data to centralized servers or cloud-based applications, backends for processing the data, perform some tasks locally and other tasks within the IoT infrastructure based on temporal and space constraints. Generic block diagram of an IoT devices. IO interfaces for sensors, interfaces for internet connectivity, memory and storage interfaces, audio video interfaces. In the general block diagram, we may observe several interfaces for connections to other devices, both wired and wireless. IO device interfaces for sensors, sensor interfaces, internet connectivity interfaces, memory and storage interfaces, audio video interfaces. IoT protocols. We observe whatever the different layers, link layer, network layer, transport layer and application layer. And general ISO model, we compare the data link layer, the data instead of that link layer, network layer, transport layer, application layer. Link layer, in that we observe that Ethernet, Wi-Fi, WiMAX, LRWPAN, cellular, different types of networks we observe. And network layer, we can see that IPv4, IPv6 and 6LoWPAN. And transport layer, we observe that two types of protocols, TCP, UDP, we observed in the network subject. And application layer, we observe that HTTP and XMPP, DDS, AMQP, MQTT, WebSockets. So IoT protocols, different types we can observe in this presentation. Logical design of IoT. So device, communication, services, application, management and security. So the bottom we observe that a device and through communication the services are provided as applications and management and security also we see. Logical design of an IoT system refers to an abstract representation of the entities and processes without going into the low-level specific of the implementation. An IoT system comprises of a number of functional blocks that provide the system the capabilities for identification, sensing, actuation, configuration and management. That is the logical design. Though this is the important request response communication model. This is, we know that the client and server model. The client sends a request for the service, and by that response server provides service to the client. Request response is a communication model in which the client sends request to the server and the server responds to the request. Already we are very familiar with this model. When the server receives a request, it decides how to respond, fetches the data, retrieves resource representations, prepares the responses, and then sends the response to the client. The second model, publish subscribe communication model. Publisher and subscribe. Here the publisher and the broker and consumer 1, 2, 3, and here message publisher to topic 1, message publisher to topic 2. In this model, publish subscribe is a communication model that involves publishers, brokers and consumers. Publishers are the source of data. Publishers send the data to topics which are managed by the broker. Publishers are not aware of the consumers. Consumers subscribe to the topics which are managed by the broker. When the broker receives data for a topic from the publisher, it sends the data to all the subscribed consumers. The third model, the first one is the request response model. The second one is the publish communication model. And the third one is the push-pull communication model. In that, we observe that publisher and consumers. In between, we observe queues. Messages pushed to queues. Messages pulled from queues. Pushed to queues and pulled from queues. The push-pull is a communication model in which the data producers push the data to queues and the consumers pull the data from the queues. Producers do not need to aware of the consumers. Queues help in decoupling the messaging between the producers and consumers. Queues also act as a buffer which helps in situations when there is a mismatch between the rate at which the producer push data and the rate at which the consumer pull data. So queues also act as a buffer which helps in situation there is a mismatch between the rate of pushing data and the pulling data. The next one, exclusive pair communication model, client server, and here we observe that request to set up communication, response accepting the request, message from client to server, message from server to client, and connection close request, connection close response. Exclusive pair is a bidirectional fully duplex communication model that uses a persistent connection between the client and server. Once the connection is set up, it remains open until the client sends a request to close the connection. Client and server can send messages to each other after connection setup. The next one is the REST-based communication, APS. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. It's a model set of architectural principles by which we can design web services and web APIs that focus on a system's resources and how resource states are addressed and transferred. In that, we observe that HTTP client, HTTP packet, and HTTP server and resources. We observe that REST APIs follow the request response communication model. The REST architecture constraints apply to the components, connectors, and data elements within a distributed hypermedia system. The next one, WebSocket based communication APIs. Here we observe that this is the client and the server, and the WebSocket protocol request to set up a WebSocket connection, response accepting the request, data frame and data frame, again data frame and data frame, connection close request, connection close response. This is the closing connection. This is the bidirectional communication. This is the initial handshake. In the WebSocket APIs allow bidirectional full duplex communication between clients and servers. WebSocket APIs follow the exclusive pair communication model. The continuation of the exclusive pair is a bidirectional full duplex communication model that uses a persistent connection between client and server. Once the connection is set up, it remains open until the client sends a request to close the connection. Client and server can send messages to each other after connection setup. IoT levels the deployment templates. An IoT system comprises of the following components: device, resources, controller, services. So every IoT system has the following components. An IoT device allows identification, remote sensing, actuating, and remote monitoring capabilities. Resource are software components and the IoT device for processing, storing sensor information, or controlling actuators connected to the device. And controller service is a native service that runs on the device and interacts with the web services. Controller service sends data from the device to the web service and receives commands from the application for controlling the device. Continuation of the components: database, web service, analysis component, application. Database can be either local or in the cloud and stores the data generated by the IoT device. Web services. Web services serve as a link between the IoT device, application, database, and analysis components. Web service can be either implemented using HTTP and REST principles or using WebSocket protocol. Analysis component. The analysis component is responsible for analyzing the IoT data and generate results in a form which are easy for the user to understand. Application. IoT applications provide an interface that the users can use to control and monitor various aspects of the IoT system. IoT level 1. IoT level 1. A level 1 IoT system has a single node device that performs sensing and or actuation, stores data, performs analysis, and hosts the application. Level 1 IoT systems are suitable for modeling low cost and low complexity situations where the data involved is not big and the analysis requirements are not computationally intensive. That is the level 1. It is the very simplest one. Here the cloud and the local, and in that we observe that IoT level 1 and next IoT level 2. IoT level 2 has a single node that performs sensing and or actuation and local analysis. Data is stored in the cloud and application is used cloud based. Level 2 IoT systems are suitable for solutions where the data involved is big and the primary analysis requirement is not computationally intensive and we can then locally itself. So cloud storage. IoT level 3. In this, system has a single node, data is stored and analyzed in the cloud and application is cloud based. Level 3 IoT systems are suitable for solutions where data involved is big and the analysis requirements are computationally intensive. And IoT level 4, we observe that multiple nodes that perform local analysis, data is stored in the cloud and application is cloud based. Level 4 contains local and cloud based observer nodes which can subscribe to and receive information collected in the cloud from IoT device. Level 4 IoT systems are suitable for solutions where multiple nodes are required. The data involved is big and the analysis requirements are computationally intensive. IoT level 5. IoT system has multiple nodes and one coordinator node. The end nodes that perform sensing and or actuation. Coordinator node collects data from the end nodes and sends to the cloud. Data is stored and analyzed in the cloud and application is cloud based. Level 5 IoT systems are suitable for solution based on wireless sensor networks in which the data involved is big and the analysis requirements are computationally intensive. IoT level 6 has multiple independent end nodes that perform sensing or actuation and send data to the cloud. Data is stored in the cloud and application is cloud based. The analytics components analyzes the data and stores the results in the cloud database. The results are visualized with the cloud based application. The centralized control is aware of the status of all the end nodes and sends control commands to the nodes. So IoT level 6, here the cloud and the local and the communication among the two, local and cloud, we observe in the diagram. So by this we cover the outline information about the basic things required to understand IoT. Thank you and we will meet in the next class. Thank you.